What's up, everybody out there in YouTube land? So my wife was nice enough to give me a virus, and I don't know about you guys, but as far as I go, I don't really react very well to pharmaceuticals, and for a virus there's really nothing you can take, right, for it. You just got to let your body take its natural course and just get rid of it. They have things like NyQuil and all these other things and cold remedies that kind of help a little bit with the congestion and the sinus and all that other stuff. But like I said before, I don't really react very well to it. So I'm going to end up doing old school stuff, and I'm going to be making Grandma's cough syrup recipe. So my wife had got some lemons from a friend of hers at work a while ago. They're kind of old, but they're juicy, and that's what we need is the juice. So we grab it, roll it, and that also will help get this a little bit more juicy, okay? I don't want to cut on Marilyn's face. That would be rude, especially considering it's so close to her birthday. So from here, we want to go ahead and squeeze some lemon juice in here. And this is going to help with the throat. So that's about how much I got in there, maybe a half a tablespoon, maybe a tablespoon, okay? We need something to sweeten it up because a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. As well as we need something that's going to stick, right? So we're going to use honey. And then this right here is desert honey from Arizona. And I was born and raised in Tucson, Arizona. So it only seems appropriate. We're going to end up putting about a teaspoon and a half. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to put it in the microwave, and we're going to heat this up for about maybe 15 seconds, but we want this to be warm. This has become very hot. We want to stir that up. And now we need to add our secret ingredient. This is our secret ingredient right here. Even has an old bottle from back in the day. That just tells you how special this is. I needed to smell it to make sure that I had the right bottle. Yeah. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we are going to end up essentially topping this off about right there. Okay? So we're going to mix this all together, which that actually is good enough probably. Okay? That's also cooled it down just a little bit because before, I mean, it was boiling. And then my grandmother used to give this to me when I was a kid. She grew up on a farm a little bit after the Depression. And so her parents would do this for her. She did it for us. It's just an old school cough medicine, right? Some people will call this a hot toddy, which it's not technically a hot toddy. There's actually a different recipe for a hot toddy. Maybe one of these days I'll make one. But you do want this to be slightly warm. But anyway, bottoms up. This is to my grandmother, who is no longer with us, hasn't been with us since like the 80s. So she doesn't have to be as disappointed as I am on how everything has turned out. Here you go, guys. You have that alcohol, you have that acid, you have the sweetness, coats your throat. It works. It works. Now obviously I can't sit there and say give this to children. Can't do that because of the way that things are nowadays. But I'll tell you this, when I was a kid, every time I got sick, this is what my grandma would hook up for me. And it would really only be maybe like one or two of them a day, you know, during the time that I was ill. And I don't ever remember getting drunk or feeling tipsy or anything along those lines, but I do remember it putting me to sleep. And maybe that's why she gave them to me. That way she didn't have to listen to me complain about how sick I was. But anyway, guys, that's it. That was my grandma's method of homemade cough syrup. And I gotta tell you, it goes down real easy. If anything, you feel more of the acid from the lemon juice than anything. Don't take this or drink this if you're on other types of medication. Never mix alcohol with medication. Anyway, guys, that's that. Hopefully this is going to whip me into shape, and if it doesn't whip me into shape, at least it's going to end up making me feel pretty good about this whole thing, right? Until next time, I'll talk to you later.